Hi guys, welcome back to another tutorial. In today's tutorial I'll be showing you how I made this bralette so that you can be able to do it yourself. It's quite easy and I think it's pretty cool. With the mesh details, they make it really look cute. So yeah, I'll be showing you how I did mine. This is a size small. I used 1.5 balls of yarn, 50 grams each, so you should be able to make this within just a few hours. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Like this video, share, and we are going to go straight into the tutorial. So get your tools ready. This is what we're going to be using for this tutorial. So I'll be using a 3.0 millimeter hook. You'll need scissors. For this tutorial I'm going to be using medium weight yarn. This is size 3. It's acrylic yarn, 100%, 50 grams, and I used 1.5 of this. So you can use any available yarn that you have, and you will need a tape measure. So let's start. So we're going to start with the bra cups. I already have one of my bra cups. It looks like this. So I'm going to show you how to make an identical one. Okay, so we'll start from here, then go upwards, do the mesh, and yeah, so let's start. You are going to make a slip knot. For this I'm going to be making a size small. Okay, so make a slip knot. And then I'm going to make a chain equivalent to 15 chains. So yeah, I have my 15 chains, and this is about 3 inches long. 3 inches long. So go ahead and chain 2, extra 2. So that makes it 17 chains, and you're going to skip the 2 that you chained and go into the third one and make a half double crochet. Half double crochet. Okay, so I'm going to go into the next chain, make a half double crochet, go into the next chain, make another half double crochet. So you're going to make double crochets until you get to the top of the chain, and I will meet you once you get at the top. Alright, so I'm done. I'm at the top. Okay, these are my half double crochets, and in this particular chain we are going to make a second half double crochet. So there are 2 in that last one, and then you're going to chain 1, and in that same stitch, in that same chain, you'll make another 2 half double crochets. Okay, so we have 2, then chain 1, and then 2 half double crochets. Now we're going to go on the other side and work half double crochets in every chain as you go to the bottom. Half double crochets in every chain until you get to the bottom of this chain. So this will be our row 1. Work until the end, and I'll meet you once you're done. Okay, so we are at the bottom. This is our row 1. Now we're going to row 2. So you're going to chain 2, then turn your work, and we're going to be working only in the back loop. So only in the back loops. In the back loop only. So go into the back loop of that very first stitch and make a half double crochet. Go into the second stitch in the back loop only and make a half double crochet. Go into the next one, only in the back loop, make another half double crochet, and you are going to work half double crochets in every stitch only in the back loop until you get to the top, and I will meet you once we have to do our increase. Okay, so we are just trying to form the bra cup. Do that, I'll meet you at the back, at the top, and we're only stitching in the back loop. So I'm at the top, and where we made a chain 1, that's where we'll be making our increases. So I'm going to go into that space where we made our chain 1 and make a half double crochet. Into that very same space, you'll make your second half double crochet, and then chain 1, and into that very same chain space, make 2 more half double crochets. So that's 1, and that is 2. Okay, this is how it looks. So you're now going to work in the back loop again, only in the back loop, and go downwards with half double crochets in every stitch, working only in the back loop. So continue to do that, and I'll meet you once you are done with this row. All right, this is what we have. Okay, so we repeat this, chain 2, turn your work only in the back loop, make a half double crochet in that very first stitch, and you are going to work half double crochets in every stitch only in the back loop for this row. Okay, so it's going to be a repetition of the pattern. Once you get to the top where there's the chain space, make an increase, and then go down. You repeat this until you have 5 rows. Okay, I have my 5 rows. This is for size small. Okay, so if you're making a bigger size, you could, for medium, you could make maybe 7 rows, for a large 9 rows. So this is about 3.5 inches. That's at the bottom across. Okay, 3.5 inches. So now we are going to work on the mesh part. So for the mesh, you are going to at the beginning of the row, you'll be chaining 5. So chain 5, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then turn your work, and we're going to be using double crochets for this. So skip the first 2 stitches, and into the 3rd stitch make a double crochet. So it's double crochet for this. Okay, then chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and into the 3rd stitch make a double crochet. Then chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and into the 3rd stitch make a double crochet, and you are going to repeat this pattern until you are at the top of this bra cup, and then I will meet you to show you how we do the top part. So yeah, so this is what we have. Okay, so I'm going to go into that chain space and make a double crochet. Go into the neck, in that same space make a second double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1 just like we're doing before, and insert 2 double crochets in that same spot. So since on this other side we ended it like this with no space at all, then you'll go ahead and make another double crochet in that second chain, in the next chain, and then chain 2, skip 2, and repeat the pattern. So on both sides it should be identical. Do that until you get to the bottom. Alright, so I'm done with my first row of mesh. I have 7 on this side, so it should be the same on the other side. This is how it looks. So row 2, so you're going to chain 5, turn your work, and on top of that very first double crochet, you'll make a double crochet, then chain 2, double crochet on top of the previous row, chain 2, insert a double crochet on top of the previous double crochet like that, and basically you're going to repeat the pattern. Alright, so since we had made increases at the top, now we have a stitch right there. So for this we are going to chain 1, skip 1, and make the top part, which is 2 double crochets in 1 chain space, chain 1, then make more 2 double crochets in that same chain space. So then chain 1, since we had a stitch there, skip 1, and into the second stitch make a double crochet, and then chain 2, double crochet on top of the previous double crochet, and you're going to repeat this until you get to the bottom of this row. So I'm at the bottom, and on top of chain 3 we had 5 chains, so count 3 on top of that third one, make a double crochet. Okay, so chain 5, turn your work, and this is our last row. So you make a double crochet there, chain 2, make a double crochet. You are going to repeat this all around, and I'll meet you once you are done with this break-up. I only made 3 rows of mesh. Okay, so done with your first break-up, cut off the yarn, and you are going to make an identical cap. When you're done with your second one, don't cut the yarn, and we are going to join them together. So once you have 2, return back here and let's join them. Where you left off, you're going to chain 1. We are working the bottom. In that chain space, make a single crochet on top of that row, make another single crochet, go into the next space, make a single crochet on top of that row, make a single crochet. We are working the bottom with single crochets like that. And now we have where we have our rows of half double crochets. Also work a single crochet in a row of that double crochet, of a half double crochet, and then in the at the top of the half double crochet, in between the double crochet and then at the top of the double crochet. I was kind of fast here, so you're just going to have to watch what I'm doing. So it's 2 single crochets in every row, 2 single crochets in every row. I'm putting mine one in the half double crochet and the other one at the top of the half double crochet. Okay, so work single crochets across the bottom of the break-up until you get to the end, and then we'll join the other cup. So I'm done. This is how the bottom looks like now. It was 2 single crochets in every row. So we are going to join this. Make sure they are all facing the correct side. So just join with a slip stitch, sorry, a single crochet like that. We didn't make any chains, just join with a single crochet, and we are going to repeat the same thing. 2 single crochets in every row. I put mine in between there, the space, and then at the top of the stitch. Single crochet in the space, and then at the top of the stitch. Once you get to the half double crochet, same thing. Single crochet in the half double crochet, then at the top of that stitch. and you're going to repeat this until you get to the end. Of this bracket, the bottom, and then I'll meet you once we are going to do the other side. Okay, so I'm at the end. I have them connected together. This is at the bottom. So now we're going to work sideways as we go up. So same thing. So here is one, and here we're going to make another one, and then a third one on top of that stitch. So here is where we had our chain. So it's 2 single crochets in the chain space, and then a third one at the top. 2 single crochets in the chain space, and then one at the top. 2 single crochets, and then one on top of that double crochet. So do that until you get to on top here, and I'll meet you once you're there. All right, so I did the sides. This is how it looks like. I'm at the top, and before that, chain 1. So we are now going to make the strap that ties around the neckline, the neck. So you are going to chain enough to be able to, to tie the strap around your neck. Okay. So this is what I did. And now we're going to work downwards on this chain with a single crochet. So you're going to skip the first stitch, going to the next chain, and make a single crochet. Go into the next chain, make a single crochet. This is just to make it, thick enough so that it's not hurting when you tie around your neck. So make single crochets in every stitch, in every chain, and I'll meet you once you are at the bottom, just to show you what is next. Once you're done with the chain, then we'll come back and continue. Okay, so I'm back at the bottom where I started my chain. This is how it looks like. So now you're going to skip that chain 1 that we have there, then going to top of that very first double crochet after the chain 1 and make a single crochet. So this is how it looks. Then you're going to work single crochets like you did on the other side, and I'll meet you once you get to the bottom of this bracket. Okay, so where we have the V, that's where I'll meet you before we start on the other bracket. At the bottom, my last stitches were 2 single crochets in the last mesh stitch, so I'm going to go ahead and make 2 single crochets in that mesh stitch on the next bracket. Okay, so then go ahead and make a single crochet on top of that first double crochet. So I didn't make any single crochets at the bottom. Okay, then you're going to continue and do the same like you did on the other bracket. 2 single crochets in the chain space, and then 1 single crochet on top of the double crochet until you get to the top. Once you get to the top, do the strap like you did with a chain, come down with a single crochet and go all around up to the bottom. All right, so this is what I have now. So we've gone all around the cups, the bottom, the sides, everything. So now we are going to work our first row going downwards, and we're going to work our row of half double crochets only in the back loop. So you're going to chain 2, okay, and you are going to make a row of half double crochets first. So in every stitch you are going to make a half double crochet. Make a half double crochet in every stitch. This is at the bottom. Make a half double crochet in every stitch. Do that until you go all around, all at the bottom part until you get to the end here. So I've come to the end of the first row. This is how it looks like. So for row 2, you're going to chain 2, then turn your work, and you're going to work only in the back loop. So this is working only in the back loop. So in that first stitch, only in the back loop, make a half double crochet. Go into the next stitch, back loop, and make a half double crochet. Into the next back loop, make a half double crochet, and it's going to be the pattern. This is going to be repetitive. We already did this with the bra cups, but this is now going to be at the bottom. So once you get to the end of this row, you're going to chain 2, turn your work, do back loop only until you have your desired length before you put the bottom mesh. I did mine as 7 rows. Okay, so I'll meet you once I have my 7 rows. It is a repetitive, only back loop, okay? Okay, so I have my 7 rows. This is how it looks like, okay? So we are now going to work on the mesh part. So you are going to chain 5. Then turn your work, skip the first 2 stitches, and into the third one make a double crochet. So we are now working with double crochets. Then chain 2, skip 2, and into the third one make another double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 chains and into stitches, and into the third stitch make a half double crochet, a double crochet, and you are going to repeat this pattern. You already did it with around the bra cup, so it is the same thing. Repeat this, and I did this until I had a total of 4 rows. I did a total of 4 rows. You already know the pattern. Do that at the beginning of every row. You have 5 stitches. Okay. All right, so I'm done with my 4 rows. This is how it looks like. Yeah. So we are going to work the bottom with single crochets and that little stitch that I never know how to say the name. Okay, so we're going to work our first single crochet into the chain space, make 2 single crochets. On top of that first double crochet, make a single crochet. Okay, that's our first mesh. Go into the next one, make 2 single crochets, and on top of that second double crochet, that's where we'll make our 4 chains. Then go on top of that single crochet right there like that, and pull through all the 3 loops. So you have that little design there. So go ahead and make 2 single crochets, a single crochet on top of the first double crochet, 2 single crochets, a single crochet on top of your second double crochet, then chain 4 on top of that single crochet, pull through all like that. So just watch what I'm doing. It's tricky for me to explain it, but I've used this stitch in so many videos of mine, so if you've been watching, then you know how to do it by now. Okay, so you are going to repeat this all along the front, and I'll meet you once you are on the other end, at the bottom, sorry. Right, so we are done with the bottom, and we're now going to work the sides. So I'm going to do single crochets all along the side until 1, 2, 3 into the third mesh on top of that double crochet, so that I have enough coverage for my side boob. Okay, so we are going to do a single crochet. This is 2 single crochets in that chain space, 1 on top of the first double crochet, then 2 single crochets, in the next chain space and 1 on top of that next double crochet. And basically we already know this. I'm going to do this until I get to my third mesh that is on the bra cup side. Okay. So same thing here. It's going to be single crochet in the half double crochet and then at the top of the half double crochet. Alright, so we go to where I have my single crochets, and you're going just work single crochets on top of every single crochet. So insert a single crochet on top of every single crochet until you get to where you want, your side part to start. Mine, I want a good coverage, so I did 3 mesh stitches. So that is going to be my last one. Okay, so this is how this row looks like. So we are now going to chain 2 and we are going to start working half double crochet. So I'm going to put this half double crochet only in the back loop. We are working only in the back loop. So on top of every single crochet, you are going to work a half double crochet only in the back loop, only in the back loop. So do this until you get to the end of this row. Okay, get to the end of the row, chain 2, turn your work, do the same, repeat the pattern, and I'll meet you once I have enough. So this is what I have, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. Okay, I did 9 rows, and when you fold this, it gets to the middle part of my bra cup. You see that middle part? Yeah. So I fold it, and I made enough so that when I fold it like this, it gets to that middle part of my bra cup. Okay. So this is about 3 inches. Yeah, so as long as you fold it and gets to the middle of your bra cup, then you're good to go. So we are now going to do where we need to put our straps. So I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to work a row of single crochets first. Okay, so into that very first stitch, make a single crochet. Go into the next stitch, make a single crochet, and you're going to make single crochets in every stitch until you get to the end of this row. Okay. All right, so I'm at the end. This is my row of single crochets. Now we do the loops where we'll pass our, So chain 1, insert a single crochet in that very first stitch. Then you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to skip 3 stitches. And into the 4th one, you're going to make a single crochet. Go into the second stitch, make another single crochet, so you have 2 single crochets, then chain 3, skip 3 stitches. Into the 4th one, make a single crochet. Go into the next one, make a second single crochet, and then chain 3. Repeat the pattern until you get to the top and you will have your loops, and I'll see you once you are done. Alright, so I'm done and I have my 7 loops. Okay, so I'm just going to close this off just with a single crochet, a slip stitch, chain 1, cut off the yarn, and yeah, that's it. So you are going to do the other side identical. Okay, go to the other side, do the same number of rows, same number of stitches, do the loop, and I will see you once you have both sides done. Yes, I'm done with both sides. You should be too, and they look identical. They're the same. I cut the loose yarns, I sewed them in, and it is clean like that. So now we are going to do the back straps, the one that we need put at the back and do the zigzag, you know, the chain thing. That is what we are going to do. So you are going to get your yarn again, make a slip knot, and make a chain long enough to go, you know, that zigzag design around your back. Let me see how many I made. So I'll go ahead and chain 90 inches of chain, then come and once I have 90 inches, go down with a single crochet just to make it thick, and you should do the same. Alright, so I'm done with my chain, 90 inches, went down with a single crochet in every chain, and this is what I have. Go ahead and put it on your top, and it should look like this. Okay, this is how it should look like. I think it's pretty. I hope you like it. So if you do, give this video a thumbs up, share, comment, leave a comment, tell me how you find it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.